by the girlfriends and really proud of them too.
Here.
I think that's what's gonna happen.
Did you know that tech can actually read your mind real time, and it's been used on the public since the early 2000s? See, tech can be used to look at EEG scans and see your thoughts, intentions, and also emotion. In some of these experiments, they showed the subject 10 different objects. They'd be put into an MRI machine, and they would have to think about each object for a few seconds. Afterwards, the machine was able to correctly state each and every single one of these objects out loud.
And working only from her brain activity patterns as read out by the scanner, was ready to tell us in its own voice what it believed was the first object Megan had been thinking about.
I think the word is nice.
The computers can even tell where you have been because based on your brain scans, they can see what scenes are familiar to you. In 2008, this technique was actually used by the police in India, where a woman in India was convicted of unaliving her fiance because based on her EEG scans, they saw that she was familiar with the method of poisoning and the location of his unaliving. And in 2009, they were actually working on technology that was more covert than this. They wanted to use a beam of light that they would project right in the center of your forehead. And based on the reflections from the receptor, it would know exactly what you're thinking. And the person being studied would have no idea that they would have this beam of light on their forehead. Multiple governments and companies at this time were wanting to use this information.
Potential tool for
It's a potential
police
tool, absolutely.
in the case of break-ins.
You might be able to tell if someone's been in an Al Qaeda training camp before.
Have any national security agencies been in touch with you
Not in the US.
anywhere in the world?
Yes,
Yes.
in Germany.
Including companies who are wanting to figure out the best way to sell towards people. It was called neuromarketing.
Scientist Gemma Calvert, co-founder of a London company called Neurosense. Do you have a lot of clients?
Yes, such as Unilever, Intel, McDonald's, Procter & Gamble, MTV, or Viacom.
And she says it's a growing field.
What we've seen is a sort of snowballing effect over the last few years. I think there are about 92 neuromarketing agencies worldwide.
And at the time of this video in 2009, they had already been using neuromarketing for years. And with so many people saying that their iPhones, their phones in general, their AirPods are reading their minds, I want you to look at this one patent that AirPods has. And don't forget, in 2008, remember they
Let's see it
convicted
again.
that woman in India. I want you to look at this one patent that AirPods has.
Okay. Well, let's see here. It's hidden behind that text right there, so let's go. What the hell? Here we go.
People saying that their iPhones, their phones in general, their AirPods are reading their minds. I want you to look at this one patent that AirPods has. Don't forget, in 2008, remember they convicted that AirPods are reading their minds. I want you to look at this one patent that AirPods has. Don't forget, in 2008, remember they convicted that woman
How the
in
fuck am I
India
supposed to see
based
that?
on her EEG scans.
Even still.
They've done such a great job at desensitizing us that we'll hear this information, but we're not gonna do anything about it. Let's be honest. Let's just hope that they're predicting what we're reading correctly, pretty much.
This is the male brain, and this is the female brain.
Okay, so there it is. I've been telling people for years now that they have the technology to read our minds. And I don't just mean if you're sitting in a room with them. I mean they have it in outside everyday world shit going on. They have it at traffic lights. They have it at business entrances. They have it, and of course, you know, say that to somebody, oh, you're a conspiracy theorist. Oh, wow. I look at them like, wow, they still make idiots like you? You're a fucking moron. Anyway, Street Jesus there. And, 365. Love your family and friends. Unless they're a fucking moron that thinks that shit is crazy. If they haven't figured out that shit's for real and they need to get fucking scared about it, figure out a way to unfamily them or unfriend them. Impede the government every step of the way, because this is the kind of shit they're up to. And bring down the 5G network. It's helping transfer all this fucking information that they're gleaning off of you. And make miserable all the lives of that bitch ass fucking white trash out there. Street Jesus loves you.